What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mr. Straight Facts Show. I am Mr. Straight Facts. Um, Today, one of the things that just got me, and it was just near the end of the day, just happened um, about a couple hours, maybe an hour or so ago, and it looks better if you see it than me telling you about it. So we're about to watch it for a second. And this right here, I was so excited to see this video. I didn't know it, but TMZ caught Donald Trump trying to go out and be presidential with the Ford factory. Like, I don't know what he's done for Ford. I mean, anyway, but this is what happened to him. What's up, DJ? I see you, Vera, Big Mark, Nomadic, Mariner. What's up, y'all? So you probably already seen this, maybe not. Donald Trump goes to the Ford building. He called him a pedophile protector. He gave him the finger. Look at it. He said, F you, fuck you, fuck you. Oh, shit. So Donald Trump just got called a pedophile protector. Well, better than calling him a pedophile, which he's probably one of those too. But either way it goes, release the Epstein files. And I would say to anybody who gets within any range of him, if you see him on the street, anywhere, I don't care where he's at, scream out pedophile protector. It gets underneath his skin. So much so he immediately told the dude, fuck you, more than once, fuck you. And then he gave him the finger on top of that. He got at least 3 to 4 fuck yous off of that. I would do it every time I see him. Reporters. So, what are you gonna do about this pedophile protector slogan that they're giving you? Nickname you've gotten. Oh, he'll go crazy, y'all. He might just seize up right there and die. Somebody big, important, ask him that question. And I mean important to him, not important in real life. But yeah, that's what happened not too long ago. TMZ released it, well, I think later on in the day, but it happened early, as you can see, daylight. Another thing that got under his skin today was, I don't know if you guys have seen, I told you about it, about the what was it called? The war resolution that they signed. I think it was like at least 5 war powers resolution, at least 5 of the Republicans on his side. And let me get the exact names. I know one of them was Josh Hawley, Lisa Murkowski, Rand Paul, Todd Young, and Susan Collins. All voted, came on the Democrat side to vote for this procedural step. I think it was on January 8th, to advance this resolution. And, you know, what this resolution would do, it would limit the president's power or ability to conduct further military action in or against Venezuela without approval from Congress. Now, in Congress, if they did pass, in Congress, all you would need is a simple majority, right? So the half plus 1, you know what I'm saying? And they have over that in the House. So it'll pass in the House. We don't know what it'll pass in the Senate. And so it goes to the Senate. Then it would go to Donald Trump, which obviously he's going to veto it, right? Now, that's not the end of it. If they veto it, or if he vetoes it, it goes back, and it has to be a majority, of 60 or more. Like, I ain't gonna say 60. In the House, they got the numbers broke down here. It would have to be a super majority in both chambers. So for the House of Representatives, it would have to be 290 votes out of 435. In the Senate, it would have to be 67 out of 100. That's hard to obtain, especially with this immoral Republican Party. Literally 5 Republicans had to come over to even pass this, and not the majority of them. Now, I don't quite understand how. I don't understand them at all, but just normal-minded people. Why would you want your kids to go and get themselves unalived in Venezuela for some shit that we don't even fucking need? We produce enough oil in this country right now, overproduced, where we're selling it to everybody. We're one of the major oil producers in the world right now. And that all happened under Biden. Trump may be still doing the same thing Biden was doing, but we were number one under Biden. Donald Trump, I don't know what his number is right now. But we were already drilling, baby, drilling before that. That's what helped us bring down our we was up at like 8 or 9%. We started doing the oil is one thing, starting to sell it cheaper and stuff like that, becoming bigger in the market. That was one thing that started bringing down a lot of these numbers, inflation rates and so forth. And then other things they started doing, investing in America, different bills are investing in America and paying off people's school debts and things of that nature. It was helping this country get back on its feet. Donald Trump comes in and fucks up everything, throws tariffs on everything. And it's just, I don't know what this man or what these people think. I really want to see, what is your vision? You know what I'm saying? What? Not Trump. Trump don't have a vision. He just want everybody to kiss his ass. That's his vision. I'm trying to figure out the vision of these MAGA people. What is your vision of the world if Trump gets everything right for you? What is it that you want to see? Because I don't believe you really have an idea. I think you guys are just like Trump. You have a bunch of feelings, but everything is a concept to you. And with concepts and no strategy, you just rolling with the punches. Because if you had a strategy in your head, you could be able to measure whether Donald Trump is living up to it or not. Donald Trump is not living up to anything he said he was going to do, and you're still rolling with him. That means to me, you're giving this man carte blanche. You don't know what the fuck he's doing to you. You just think he's got your back, even though this man has never had the common man or woman's back. He don't even have his people that he hires back. He wants them to be 100% loyal while he gives none. And you guys think he really got something for you other than hell to pay. Once you decide to wake up and be like, wait a minute, I'm losing my healthcare insurance. Jobs are gone. I've got a job now, but I can't quit it because there's no jobs out there to get. Even though there are, they're not hiring. They're trying to give it to AI. So I'm like, what is he doing for you? You have nothing. You have nothing. You can ask one of them right now. Oh, I got a job. No, I'm saying if your job closes down, where do you get work? Because there are millions of people right now looking for jobs and can't find them. What's going to happen to you when they decide to cut back at your job? Rolling with Donald Trump, what's going to happen to you? No matter what age you are, 50, 60, 35, 45, you got a great career. I have seen on these social media apps people who are just in their 30s losing their jobs. And I mean, I don't know what their situation is. And again, the way this country's rolling, that's what they fear. But because when I grew up in his 30s, it's like, oh, I can get another job. I ain't worried about it. I got education. I got this. I got that. 30-some-year-olds now losing their jobs are having fits on social media. They're literally crying and saying they don't know what they're going to do. Trying to get jobs and can't get them. That's an economy that Donald Trump has put our children, our brothers and sisters through. And you're riding alongside this as if you can't get touched. It's crazy how you just can't have feeling for somebody else who is getting touched. That way you don't have to get prepared when it happens to you. You already know what to do because you watched somebody else go through it and you cared for them. It shouldn't have to be until it hits you. It should just be that you saw somebody going through it, then you try and help. But that's just not their thing. Like I told you, demons don't think about anything else Only time a demon will ever help anybody is when they are going down and they need your help to lift them out of hell. You're going to get sucked in because ain't nobody trying to help y'all no more. Y'all, you ain't going to help yourself. Why the hell are we trying to help you? We talking to each other at this point. And you guys just creep in every once in a while and say something. So that's how it's going down. That's how it's going down. The war resolution. Donald Trump is upset with all these five. He's upset with them. So much so that he took to the podium, and I believe this is when he was talking to the GOP about certain things where he's freaking out saying, you know, if you guys don't win, you know, the midterms, you know, they're going to find a way to impeach me. You know you're doing something wrong when you automatically think if you don't win, what is owed to me is going to come. So we have to win so that you guys can protect me. It's crazy how he's whining and crying and asking them to protect him. You guys got to go out there and do your stuff so you can protect me. Otherwise, I'm going to go through some shit. He don't say nothing about them, whether they're going to go through some shit. They don't have immunity. You do. And he's begging them to help him out. And he hasn't lifted a finger to help these people out. It's an assumed help by these MAGA people kissing Donald Trump's ass that they're going to vote based off Donald Trump's assumed power and get these people back into position of being, you know, senators and representatives and, you know, part of the GOP, that their power is all connected to him. Never mind the fact that Donald Trump is old. This man is dying, okay? We all are. But this man is closer to it in natural causes than most of us. And they have nothing to cling on to but this rotten corpse. This dude is rotting as we speak. And they're sitting there holding on to this rotting dude. It's crazy. They have nothing else after Donald Trump. Whatever demon comes and takes him back to the cocoon, this fool, ain't nobody in the Republican Party can actually take his place. They put themselves in a position where nobody else can fulfill his shoes. Therefore, more than likely, they're going to continue to lose, and lose. That's why I believe they're trying to make it to a dictatorship so they can pass it on to whomever they want to pass it on. Democrats don't ever get a chance anymore. They've given up on democracy. You can't do all this shit they're doing and expect to get back in the office the next term and the next term and the next term. People be worried that you're going to do the exact same thing because you never differentiated yourself from Trump. It just means you want to keep going down that path. If you want to keep going down that path and have no differentiation of it, why would we put you back in the office to keep fucking us over? This is where I want people to stop having short memories, okay? Donald Trump got in because you had a short memory. 4 years prior, this man fucked up. 8 years, you want to say, but you know, when he first got out, he was in there for 4 years. Biden comes in within a week or a month. Y'all was already forgetting all about what this fool had done to this damn country. And was wanting him back in the office, even though he had fucked everything up. Short memories. Now he came in here. We have the fucking Gestapo outside attacking American citizens, not rapists and killers and bad people. They're just stopping people. Are you an American citizen? Yeah, why? Well, where's your papers? The fuck do I look like, a dog to you, bitch? What the fuck you asking me for papers for? I don't know papers. I keep my shit at home where it tells you to keep it in safe places. Why the fuck would I be bringing it out in the street? Somebody could rob me for my papers, man. I mess around, I won't be a citizen. Somebody can have my social security number. All that. Are you stupid? Why would I bring that shit outside? They want you to bring private papers that you only got one of, that you got to go back to the hospital you was fucking born at to get, or go to some government in the state that you was born to get. We're going to just carry that shit around with us and wear it out. Are you fucking nuts? But that's what they want you to do. Gestapo. Stopping people asking, man, dude, I'm getting gas. What the fuck you talking about? Papers. It's my driver's license. And why would you, not being an officer, be looking for something that you're supposed to be going after people who have already broken laws? You're not supposed to be picking innocent people up and questioning them. You can't decipher right then and there with a person you just walk up on and you're trying to get to know. What kind of shit is that? They walking up on people, asking them, "Are you an American?" Wait a minute. You mean to tell me you guys aren't doing like real investigations, whereas you've already done the homework in office and you know you need to go pick up Ralph or Tom or Rodriguez? You just walking up on people that just look like it. If you gotten to that low of how you determine shit, you don't have nobody else to pick up. You don't pick them all up. Now you just run around just asking anybody who looks like a, not white, that you're going to sit there and ask them that damn question. That's the dumbest shit I ever seen. But they're doing it. The Gestapo. But we're going to get to that part after we hear what Donald Trump talks about this war powers resolution. Him having his little few cents that he has to say about this. Check it out. He's pissed off at his little clan of maggots, MAGA and maggots. Did it not show up? What's up with this? Oh, it didn't show up.
Rand Paul that votes against everything. And he votes against all the time. It's just crazy. I don't get it. Then you have Lisa Murkowski and you have Susan Collins. Disasters. And you had a gentleman from Indiana that I don't believe it, Todd Young, he voted against. And you'd say, why are you voting against? They can't give you an answer. They're unable to give you an answer. It's like, why are they against the attack on Venezuela?
Because you did illegal shit to do it. And that is just the fact that you haven't even gone over there to begin with without, and throwing bombs at people without telling us that there's a fear for American citizens. You first said it was drugs, and then we realized it has nothing to do with drugs, because the drugs you guys were screaming at weren't the drugs that even are coming from that country. Now, how do you set, again, just like these people going out in the street, asking people, not doing their homework. They're just randomly picking people, terrorizing people on purpose. You randomly picking people in boats to blow up. You don't know what they got on their boat. You decided Venezuelan, Trinidad Aragua gang. I got Americans believing in that bullshit. And then we're going to go over there and start bombing them and say that they're bringing those drugs into the country and killing these people's family and loved ones. And because they're vulnerable and somewhat stupid, they believed the liar in chief. And then he's blowing them up week after week, day after day, justifying it as bringing drugs. And then all of a sudden, wait a minute, you're not blowing boats away anymore. Oh, because you got what you wanted, the oil. The structure in which they did all this and breaking laws on the way, almost everything they did was against the law. The plane coming in looking like a fucking regular ass liner airplane, a United or whatever, painted like that, loaded with bombs and shit in it in the fuselage, all that illegal. And they say war crimes, and I'm like, but when were we at war, bruh? These are just crimes. These people are committing crimes. I don't know if you guys have ever seen, I think it's called All the President's Men. Woodward and Bernstein. You haven't seen that movie? It's Dustin Hoffman and Robert Redford, I believe. I don't know if you've seen that movie, but if you haven't, I suggest you do. It's about Nixon and having the break-in and Watergate and all things of that nature. And I'm sure you know the history about it, but it'll tell you like the different things they did to investigate to finally get to the fact that Nixon had spent millions of dollars of their campaign money. People were sending in money for the campaign. They was using this campaign to do nefarious things. And it resets you back to the point that Donald Trump and his minions love Richard Nixon. They don't think he ever should have been arrested, that he should have still stayed president, that he shouldn't have resigned. Stone, his best friend, Roger Stone, was Nixon was like one of the people that he helped in the White House. They loved him so much so that Roger Stone has a huge picture on his back of Richard Nixon. So all these people, these MAGAs, they love them some Nixon. They love them some Putin. They don't love America. That's one thing they don't love. Because you can't love America and end up loving the people who try to fuck over America. The same way when they talk about they love these signs of Robert E. Lee and all these people are enemies of this country. They were never lovers of America. They were enemies of America. They fought in America to destroy it, basically, over money and slavery, of course. And through Nixon and all that, they were trying to destroy the elections. He became president again after all the crap he had done, but then he had to resign. And when the person said, "Sir, do you have no decency?" I'm still looking for somebody in this country to be the one that says that out loud. Do you have any decency? These Republicans in office, do you have any decency? How do you allow this to continue to go on? This is your daughter, your son, your grandchild's world that you're leaving them. And Donald Trump is fucking it up for all of them. He is not making it better for America. He's making it worse. We're less safe than we are with him. We're less safe with him, rather. And when he wasn't there, we were more safe. Every time Donald Trump comes in, our NATO allies have no idea where America stands. And many Americans allowed other countries. I know people want to fix America and like start back over. I want you to understand something. If America starts back over, that literally means we go back to a weak stance where other countries are above us and not below us or beside us. Because I really want you to understand this. The deals with the devil we done made over these years, they set in stone. And once we get out of those deals, we start back over. The rest of the world isn't like the kindest thing as well. Neither are we. The world is filled with people who want power, money, greed, all those things. And democracy is supposed to be the one thing that levels that playing field, at least tries to. But when you get rid of that, it's just going to be despots on top of despots. It's going to be your kids fighting to the death just so that we can have property and land and we can live. It's going to be us living in like a third world country because bombs are just bombing every other day. Do we want that shit? Of course not. Are we going to go that direction with Trump? Fuck yeah. Keep on going down the path in which this man is going. And he wants this fire to happen, this explosion to happen. Why do you think he's got people in the street killing white women, walking up to people and talking to people, just getting their gas and asking them, are they foreigners? Or are they American? Are they naturalized citizens? Are they regular citizens? So if you became a naturalized citizen, it's going to take you away. But if you were born here and regular, oh, okay. All right, you might be able to stay. Grabbing people at the gas station, grabbing people at the grocery store, grabbing people at Target, grabbing teenagers at Target. Ask the kid, what can I do for you? Call my mama. How in the hell you got a child and you treating him like this dude done threw 4 hand grenades in the Target or some shit and you had to hold him down with 7 people? He's a fucking teenager. The Gestapo is in our streets and we just acting like it's a regular fucking day. These people walking around, the military style people walking around in our streets. I'll give you an understanding. I went to Mexico on a cruise many years ago, and got there, and they warned us when we got off the boat. And it's like something. It was like Ensenada or something like it. Something really just go there and come back. It wasn't like I was going to have a long extended time. I just wanted to try a cruise for the first time, see if I got seasick. So I go to Ensenada. Everything seemed cool on the ship. It wasn't until we was getting ready to get off the ship, they had to give us conversational like talk. Like when you get off, you can go down the streets. Don't pay attention to the kids with chiclets because they should be in school and they running with gangs and all stuff like that. You might get robbed. You might get this, that, and the third. They might take your wallet and all this stuff they were saying. Stay on the sidewalk. Go down. Don't stay out till dark. And if you're gonna go anywhere, go down one side of the street. Go down the other side of the street, but don't go any side streets. And as I'm walking down the street, first time in my life I'd seen, because I didn't travel a lot. You know what I'm saying? We're walking down the street. There's a little drugstore. Got like a Coke or something from there. Right? Can't drink alcohol out there in the open, so it's got to be like in a Coke can or something like that. We was all having a good time. Down the street, we see on the regular, back and forth, Jeeps with machine guns on the back of them. Manned. Not like down. He had them shits up, like pointing up. I'm like, why does he have it manned? Why they got a manned machine gun going down the street? I didn't feel safe at all. I'm like, this is scary. I said, are we in an area where they just like break out and start shooting machine guns? Now, I didn't even pay attention to the fact, because I was looking at the biggest gun of all. There were two manned military type style men inside the Jeep with machine guns. They had them things manned. And the driver was driving. And I was like, this is an everyday affair in this place? That ain't safe. I don't see how anybody feels safe around with that. Now, I don't know their world. I still don't know, because I didn't stay long enough to figure it out. I decided, I'm gone. I'm getting back to the ship. And here we are in America. We got the same fucking thing. I never thought in my lifetime I would ever see that in America. I would ever see military with gunned men and women. I see mostly men. I don't know if it's women. I can't see the faces. But gunned human beings pointing them at American citizens. Shooting and killing American citizens. And instead of doing it, I don't know if you guys heard, DOJ, FBI, they're not even wanting to do an investigation on the man who killed Renee Good. I give him Mr. Renee Nicole Good. I'm sorry, Renee Nicole Good. They didn't even want to investigate the dude who killed her. Instead, and they had today, I think it was 6 DOJ prosecutors resigned because they have a push. DOJ, FBI, Donald Trump's administration, they have a push to investigate the woman who was carrying the gun, her wife. They want to investigate her wife. They just killed her wife, who is now the only living, like, possible parent to this child. Even though I know, I remember them saying that the grandparent, her grandfather, took the baby. But there's no reason for the mother to not be in the kid's life anymore. I don't know how long she's been with this woman, but with Renee, the kid thinks of that woman just as much as his mother as well, I would think. And they want to investigate her, but they hiding the dude that killed her. So prosecutors, 6 of them, said, fuck that. We ain't doing no investigation on Renee Good's wife. She's a victim. And you guys are trying to go after, not even doing any kind of investigation on the killer. Just insane. Democrats in office, I'm telling you, there is no statute of limitations on murder. As soon as you get in, don't forget Renee Nicole. I can't think of Nicole Renee. Renee Nicole Good. Don't forget her. That officer is on the list. He is one of the people that we're going to get. And sir, whatever your name is, I think his last name is Ross or some shit like that. Yeah, don't try and pull supposed Jeffrey Epstein on us. We want your ass by yourself. Yep. Don't try to go and unalive yourself. We want to put your ass behind bars. Maybe you can do it then, but we want to put you behind bars. Not just you do it yourself. Don't take the weak man's way out of it. Receive these whoop asses in jail once you get finished getting set up. The guy who killed George Floyd got shanked a shit ton of times. We ready for you to get your shanking. So when you go and get arrested, when the Democrats come in, yeah, I hope they get shankalicious with you in prison. That's what I hope for you. I hope demons come and get your ass in the middle of the night, drag your ass in the middle of the street, hang you up by your pinky toe. How about that? Hope you do it. Hope they do it. I don't know nobody who do some shit like that, but I know somebody out there want to do some shit like that to you. I hope it happens to you. I ain't telling nobody to do it. I'm just hoping. I can always hope and pray. Use your devil to pray to. But we got you. We got you. We know what you look like. You can run and hide all you want. They got your wife. They know it all. I've been seeing people talk about it on social media. I'm like, damn, they coming after this fool. And rightfully so. You killed a woman and then started to hide. Just do. I don't understand something. If you didn't do nothing wrong, why on earth, is my thing not going through? It's not automatic. Why on earth are you not actually doing something? Like, I didn't do anything wrong. Investigate me. Why don't you do that? You're in hiding. Why would you get in hiding if you thought you did the right thing? You guys just tell on yourselves. You telling yourselves, because if you was doing the right thing, you would automatically just do the right fucking thing. Turn a gun in, stayed at the scene of the fucking incident, officer involved shooting, or you're not even an officer. No. And then try and take it out of the hands of Minnesota police, the state police, and say that you're going to do it federally, and took all the evidence and then decided to not investigate. If you guys are innocent, why don't you just go through the investigation and prove him to be innocent? These people are crooked. They're crooked. If you haven't, excuse me, if you haven't seen the video, I took a bunch of videos and put them together of these FBI terrorist groups in DHS and just all of these people working for the government. Donald Trump's minion terrorist groups out here harassing American citizens. I'm going to go ahead and show you a collage of those videos, and you'll see. One of them I might have to narrate because there's no audio.
Police before I'm disabled, so I can go to the doctor up there. Get away.
As you see this, and just to let you know, as you're seeing this, this is a woman that drove up to go to the hospital. She's disabled, and she was going to the hospital. They're taking her out of her car. As you can see, she kind of looks like she could be white, Latin. You don't know. But these people are snatching her out of a vehicle. She doesn't really know what they're doing or why they're doing it. And she's literally driving in to go to the hospital. And they're snatching her out of her car, even though she's disabled. She done told them she's disabled. At that point, why you still got your hands on her, on a disabled woman? This right here, a man who was at the gas station, he was in his truck. He gets out of his truck. These guys, all these guys just bombard him, throw him to the ground. And it's like, they don't, they don't know what he's done. They never mention what he's done. They just take him off. The way they're treating people. You want to talk about crime? Did they catch him doing a crime? No. Have any of these people been found to be guilty of any particular crime while they're picking them up? No. Are they going to get people that they automatically knew were criminals and just happened to find them at gas stations? No. They are staying at places where they think Latin people are going to show up. Gas stations, grocery stores, department stores, and just snatching people based upon their first conversation with them. Are you an American citizen? Why won't they do the first conversation? Are you Richard Alvarez? Because that means you're going to get a specific person. When you go general, it tells me you're just hunting Latin people or people who may be immigrants, even if they're from Africa and other countries. They're hunting them. When are people going to get it through their heads? If they were looking for criminals, they would have the criminal's name, the criminal's record, and they'd be following said criminal and catching him or her when they're at their least wanted. Maybe at a gas station, maybe at a grocery store, maybe somewhere out in public. But you would first ask them, are you Richard Alvarez? Are you Pam Johnson? Are you this, that, and the third? And that is when you know you got your woman, you got your man. Are you Latin tells me, are you immigrant tells me, you don't know who the fuck this person is. And you're not asking the right questions. If you had a specific name that tells me you're going after a specific person. They're just going after Latin people and people who look like immigrants, people who speak differently. That's the Gestapo. Look where they treat them. Dragging them and shit. Insane.
I'm not resisting. Hey, I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. This is how you spend your life.
This kid got a mask on. How the fuck you know who he is? The one laying on the ground got a mask on. How do you know who he is? Whether he's Latin, whether he's black, whether he's an immigrant, how do you know?
Hey, can somebody grab my phone? Being cheap, Jay-Z, hey, give it to my phone. I got your phone. That's what you want? I got you. Who do you need us to contact? Hey, my girlfriend's right behind you. Give us a phone number. My girlfriend's right behind me.
Once you guys get him in, let's get him into Victor 3, okay?
I'm going to Victor 3. That's what they said. Victor 3. Get up. Give him a good pat down. Once you get him up, give him a good pat down. Get up. You do what? All right, we got you. Pick up the leg. Pick up the leg. Back up, you guys. Stay back. Stay back.
That right there, just grabbing the dude, grabbing his legs. He has no idea why he's being taken. They didn't tell him. He has no idea. They told him a location, but that was just code names. You don't know where that's at. They're snatching people off our streets. That dude didn't sound like a Latin person or Asian, or Latin or Asian, but a foreign person. Didn't sound like he was speaking, anything other than English. So you can't tell he's an immigrant whatsoever. His face is barely even shown. He speaks perfect English. It's not like it's you can tell that the dude is Latin or he has an accent from another country. No, not at all. Sounds just like any other American walking the streets. And they don't care. This one coming up is the guy kind of looks like he could be African, Somali, or something like that. Possibly Indian, but I think he's African. This is one of the ones I'm telling you, they're just walking up to people and asking them what they are.
documents. You're actually border patrol. What do you mean? I don't have to show you. How do I know you're a U.S. citizen? It can go two ways. I can take your Where were you born? Where were you born? Africa? Are you a U.S. citizen or you got naturalized? U.S. You're naturalized? What year?
Are you naturalized? What year? U.S. citizen? None of your fucking business. He got a driver's license and he says he's legal in this fucking country. Then walk the fuck off, bro. You ain't got no right to fuck with him. You can't get a regular license or anything like that, these things without it. It would be something that says that you can drive in this country, but not. It's not the same as a regular fucking license. So if his license is a regular fucking license, which this dude wouldn't know, he's not an officer. He's some little racist prick that they hired for $100. He's a hired hitman to go out here and fuck with people. They're not officers. You don't owe them anything. You don't have to give them anything. Am I suspected of a crime? No. Then you're not a police officer. I'm not suspected of a crime. The fuck out my face, bro. Who the fuck are you? You're supposed to be going to get people that you know are breaking laws. Why the fuck you just walking up to a man doing his gas as if, oh, let me just snatch you up too. I'm going to snatch you up. This right here shows you they're just snatching people up. You don't know who the fuck this dude is. If you don't know who he is, leave him the fuck alone. Go back to your office and find out who's the criminals and go to get the specific criminal you've been looking for. You're just randomly selecting people and thinking they're criminals just because of their race. Thinking they're immigrants just because they're not white. This is the target one. This is a kid. This is a teenager. They're doing this too.
Christian, do you have somebody you want us to call? My mom. What's her number?
That's Christian. He works with me in Drive Up.
Where is he?
Christian, just be. It's okay. He's a worker. He's here working.
You guys are all broke. Look what you're doing for work.
And this right here is that, no, you ever notice the only person in these groups who doesn't wear his mask is this racist military man. You'll see him when he comes out of the bathroom. He walks around like it's his own personal army, which it kind of is. And he literally comes out like he's the king of the fucking world while everybody else is masked. He's like, I'm hard enough so you can see my face because Donald Trump is the one who hired me to run all this shit. He's running it like a military person would in a country that we're in war with. This guy comes out. You'll see him. White guy, kind of bald-headed. I don't know if he has peach fuzz on his hair or whatever, but yeah. He went to the bathroom. This is how they're guarding the bathroom just so he can go and take a piss. Our tax dollars. Just so this man can use the restroom and be safe. Nobody else is in the bathroom. It's these guys guarding the bathroom while he uses the restroom. Our tax dollars.
This is what you went to school for? You went to school for 4 years to be an ICE agent? Is this what your parents should be proud of? Huh? You guys are f***ing bums. What are we doing? You guys are f***ing bums. All of you f***ing bums. What are we doing? F***ing bum. You're a f***. This f***ing got probably too. You guys are all f***. You can't do shit to me. You can't do a thing to me. Get the f*** out of here. Get the f*** out. Nobody f***ing wants you here.
Pointing his weapon at people. This is Americans standing the fuck up.
I'm not gonna get out of your city, number one.
Yes, get the out. Yes, you clearly. Oh, what does that say? Border Patrol. Yeah, you're a Nazi. You work for the orange fascists in chief.
All right. So for me, I just want to say, the young black man at Target, I want to buy you lunch, whatever, coffee, something. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for standing up. Uh, in the midst of all this shit, standing up. And the young white man at the end, I do the same for you. I know you guys don't need it, but I just saying, because you guys stood in the face of this bullshit and fought and fought. So I'm sitting here like saying, hey, do what you do and continue doing what you do. Because that right there is what we need out in the streets, is people to continue fighting these people and telling them to basically kiss your ass. There's no reason for these people to be out here fucking with people 24/7. They killed a woman and they didn't slow down. They're out here getting worse. Out here harming people, throwing them to the ground, asking innocent bystanders who are just getting gas, who aren't accused of any crime, just walking up to them and saying, "Are you American? Are you American? Are you a citizen?" Yeah. After that, you don't need to know anything. Once I say I'm an American citizen, it's over. How do you have a right to just enter my space when you don't have anything that you want me specifically? You haven't proved I've done anything wrong. You haven't proved that I wasn't an immigrant or wasn't. You haven't proved anything. Just with your eyesight, you're walking up to people. Which is so biased, because are you walking up to white people and asking if they have an accent? Are you walking up to British people? British white people? Are you walking up to them? Fuck no. This is all racist. And again, Republicans out here saying they're not racist. All y'all racist if you like this shit. Every last one of you. Because they're not fucking with white people like that. They're killing them, don't get me wrong. But they ain't walking up to them and asking them anything. They killed a woman, a white woman, not because they thought she was an immigrant, because she was an immigrant lover. She wasn't on their side of whiteness. So as long as you conform, they ain't fucking with you. As long as you don't stand up for anybody outside of white men, they ain't fucking with you. That don't mean they like you. It just means they hate them more. And in this country, we got too many wussies out here afraid of these people. And so when you're afraid of them, they make you do exactly what they want you to do. Sit your ass down and allow them to do harm to the friends and loved ones and neighbors next door. And you sit your ass down and look out the window and watch your neighbor go through shit. And you're like, at least it ain't me. You're a horrible human being. To sit and watch your neighbors go through hell, especially if you know your neighbor. If your neighbor was a crook, that's a whole different other story. But you know your neighbor not to be. You know your neighbor not to be an immigrant and they're just black or they're just Latin and they've been here forever. No matter what race you are, you should be out there, yo, what the hell you doing? These people continue to do what they do. It won't stop. It just gets worse. I want you to understand something. If you don't know the history, yeah, exactly, Bambi. Was it Bam? Said Bambi. Bam J photo. Supreme Court justice did give them the right to racially profile. They did do that. But if you understand something about this country, the history of this country, what this Gestapo type bullshit is doing is the same shit that started all the hells that we have in this country. Enslavement started this exact way. I was blowing the whistle on this shit for the longest fucking time. If you don't know how enslavement started in this country, a lot of people have the perception that enslavement, slavery, what people call it, happened just taking us from the Africa, bringing us here. No, we came here just like everybody else as indentured servants. The first round of African people who came here were indentured servants, just like everybody else. Once the indentured servitude was over, 7 years, whatever it may be, then we got freed. All of them got freed from that indentured servitude. and you got land and got treated like everybody else. We were just considered African. They were considered Italian. They were considered, I don't know if it was, I know there were some, most of the people they mentioned, they don't necessarily mention at the very beginning Asian, but I'm sure that they just didn't mention it in these particular things. But they were talking about Italian, they were talking about European, and all these different cultures that were here, natives and indigenous. And what was going on back then was that the African was considered to be the most civilized culture that came to this new world. They said that, not me. Europeans, you go look it up. They said that about the African because the African was helping them to do shit that they didn't even know. They knew things that they didn't know. And what people don't understand is one thing, you get these people in this country who don't learn about history, and they tell you, like one racist person I saw on social media a while back ago. This is a few years back. And they said something to the effect of, you guys aren't kings and queens and shit like that, because black people call themselves kings and queens, which it doesn't necessarily mean like the royalty that people think it is. But anyway, they can roll with it and don't know what the fuck we're talking about. But I want you to understand is that many of the descendants from Africa that came here as indentured servants, they were people who were caught, right, in the wars in Africa. They were the ones who were the prisoners of war. And in those countries, many of the people who fought in those wars were royalty. They were princes and kings who were caught. Well, I say kings, but princes who were caught in these things. They had to go out and fight too, alongside all the other people. Many of those people were of royal families that were caught with these other tribes and decided to send their asses over to Europe, to the New World as indentured servants. So some of these people are descendants of royalty, whether you believe it or not. They are. So for people who have that mentality, like no, you're not. Some of these people were. Yes, they were. So they were prisoners of war, and their sons fought in these wars. Now, then we get that part out of the way instead of telling people who aren't and what they are. This country started the indentured servitude to bring people here to make America what it is. It was the New World at the time, to make this thing America, called America. The African, again, they thought was the most civilized, ended up becoming enslaved. They weren't the first choice, right? They had the Irish that they couldn't stand, whom they called them, uncouth. They called them dirty. They was always fighting. They had all kind of derogatory names for them. They just didn't like them. The Europeans just did not like them for some reason. They were the first choice. In fact, they were enslaved in the Caribbean. That's where they got them from. They were the actual ones who came here as descendants of slaves, to be honest. They were slaves in the Caribbean. They came here for like freedom away from slavery. We didn't. Africans didn't. Indentured. We were prisoners of war. But that's neither here nor there. So when you got all this stuff happening, you're talking about American. We helped build this place. And the way this stuff started to happen was that they went through the churches, to let you know. But they started brainwashing people, just like the churches brainwashed Republicans to believing that they're somehow more superior than everybody else. If you didn't pay attention when we was going through it's been going on for a long, long time, but they reactivated it and probably never stopped it, to be quite honest. These churches, specifically these white Christian nationalist type churches, they preach as if Jesus was white. He wasn't. They preach as like they're the chosen one. They aren't. And the whole idea of it is they want to feel like they are the center of Almighty. Almighty does not recognize any particular thing as center. But if you believe in one religion, and everybody believes in Christianity, this was a brown Jew, not a white, whatever the hell that Jesus they have up. I don't know what that thing is. I don't know what it is. Is it an amalgamation of their mind? Some people say it's the gay dude that was in love with the painter. I mean, it's not Jesus. It's not. That's what I'm just trying to say. But it goes through this whole process of brainwashing these people into believing that the African was the bad person, even though they loved the African because he helped them build their houses, he helped them build all this stuff, he taught them how to do certain things. These individual Africans that came over, they all got along. It wasn't until the Irish got out of indentured servitude, ran to other countries, European countries, escaped this new world, and ratted on the Europeans about doing what they were doing, indentured servitude, which was not the same thing as slavery, but it was bad. You was basically a personal slave to somebody. You know, they can whip you. It had pictures. If you go look it up, there's pictures of white people whipping white people like with a belt. Just pictures, not video. Like they were beating. This one white woman was beating the shit out of another white woman with a belt. These big ass belts from back then. And she was an indentured servant because she may have done something bad. But you was this person's particular slave, personal slave for 7 years. Then you were freed. The Irish couldn't handle that. And they kept running away. And every time they ran away, they get caught. And it add, I don't know how many years. You can end up doing indentured servitude for 20 years if you keep running away. But some of them got away, told the other countries. They couldn't get people to come to the New World. So the New World couldn't be built. So seeing as how the New World couldn't be built at this time, they had to come together and put their brightest minds together. And then they started to think about, well, we got to make somebody here, already here, permanent slaves. So we don't have to worry about nobody coming. And that's when they decided again, the Irish. They kept running away. They caught the Irish. The Irish would end up getting away and probably getting over it. And they'll never get anybody to get there and probably go to war. The indigenous, the natives, that was their land. They spend years trying to find these people. Because if you know the land, you can get away. You know the caves, you know everything. These people will never find you. It wasn't like they had semis and shit to catch people. So it was not an easy situation for them. The African was like the last choice because they were so far away from home. Nobody escaped and told them exactly what was going on. But indentured servitude wasn't anything bad for them because they go through it, boop, get out of it, and it was done. They had all this land. But when they said that they were so far away from home, they wouldn't be able to get away. And if they did, what are they going to do? They so far away. So they went through the churches. Started calling Africans something different than what they used to call them, other than the child of God, so to speak. They didn't believe in the Christianity stuff they was pushing in America. They had their own belief. And so all these people got together, mostly white people, got together, believing in God in some special way, that they were better than everything, and decided that Jesus and God doesn't want them. There's something wrong with them, and the way we can save them is to enslave them. That's how all that stuff went down. So they had their little Gestapo all the way around looking for every African that they were calling their neighbors, asking, hey, man, can you come over to the house and help me out? Can you go over to the whatever the hell they had, the shed, and come help me out? And the neighbor would help them farm. The Africans loved them. They have pictures of Africans and white people just partying together. Old pictures from back in the day, and their drawings and shit. But when these hateful ass white people decided to make Africans the enslaved group, they did the exact same shit they're doing to Latin people today. That's why I say learn your history and you'll understand what the fuck Trump and his people are doing. They are trying to kick them out of the country. But you got to understand what's the next phase when you get supposedly all these Latin people out of this country. Who's next? Learn from history, and you'll see. You can be like, they ain't messing with me. If you are not Anglo-Saxon white, you are not safe. You're just not. You're just, and if you don't pay attention to it, it's just a phase. You're not the first to go. But if they got their way, you still going. And if you don't go and you become the last group that they say, we're going to stay, you'll become the enslaved. You'll become the lower class that can never get to the middle or even up. You won't have the opportunities because that's how they play this game. What do you think the end game of this shit is? Do you really think it's just going to stop without anybody stopping it? Is that what you really think? Because what's going to stop them? They're pissed off right now that Donald Trump's talking about, these Republicans don't want me doing this stuff to Venezuela. What are you guys doing? We don't want you harming people just because you want oil. We care about a human being more than we care about crude oil that people who've been out there can't even do anything with because it's just too much. It's too thick for them to do anything with. They have to keep refining that shit for years upon years upon years to the point where Donald Trump is like, oh, let's use it for something else. Like we can use it for concrete. We can use it for asphalt. Like ain't nobody worried about no damn streets, bro. They trying to put this shit in something that they can sell for like $30, $60, $50, $80 a barrel. Why trying to just go over there and get all this shit for asphalt? But anyway, that's the idea of what happened in the past is repeating itself right now. What they did to the African is the exact same shit they're doing to Latin people. People want to say, oh, that was so long ago, it's not going to happen again. History repeats itself if you don't know what the fuck it is. And many people have no idea of that part of the history. How this stuff went down. Many people think we just came over here as slaves at the very beginning, that we weren't indentured servants at the beginning. Many people think we came over here as being black people. I'm like, no, they didn't come until like 1690 something, 96, whatever the hell it is. We were respected as our individual cultures, where we came from, national Africa, the African, this Nigerian, this, Irish person, this whatever. That racist shit didn't come until many years after they decided to make up this structure that we got to make the African the worst on the planet. Now we got to bring other people into our fold. They were Europeans. Even Irish people were considered bad, just as bad as an African. I don't want them to be in that group. But when they started to realize we need more people, they opened up the floodgates and allowed Irish and Italian people to get into this culture called white. Know the history, and you'll understand where you stand. And you'll also understand that this country is all about just getting power and money. They will shoot, kill, stab, even eat their own mother to get ahead. They ain't got no feelings, y'all. They have no feelings toward this. It's either money, power, and that's where they think they get their respect. That's it. There's nothing else to it. Like, Mom, sorry, you got to go. I mean, you lived a good life. These people have no feelings toward anybody but themselves. You can't tell me they do when they can sit there and kill a white woman. It doesn't matter that she's white, but she looks like them. It tells you that they don't give a fuck about her either. A white woman just shot her in the head. Bow. 3 times. Bow, bow, bow. Wow. After you shot her in the head, you know you got her. You know she didn't have a weapon. And if you're going to shoot somebody in the head coming after you, they don't have control of their weapon anymore. So she damn going to hit you. Because she's going to push in, she's going to fall back or fall forward, and she's going to push on the gas. That's going to make her go further into running your ass over. So it wasn't about being scared, because if you were going to be scared of somebody wielding a gun, as soon as you go bap, the car's going to keep moving, bro. And she's not going to hit the brake. It's not like she's going to think before she died. She's just going to fall, which means she's going to keep on the gas and the car's going to go forward. If you was really scared, you would not want to kill somebody driving a vehicle. Because whomever she didn't hit you, she's going to kill somebody else. You didn't care about where the car was going to go. You didn't see if there was another person behind you that car could have killed. You didn't see it. Didn't care. That means to tell me you didn't give a fuck about this woman's life and you didn't give a fuck about your own safety. You just wanted to kill this woman. That's my 2 cents on it. So when you think about all this stuff, you'll start to understand where we stand as American citizens. It has some shady history in this country, but you would think we have learned from our mistakes and find some way to get along. Everybody that has some kind of trauma in this country and in their own perspective countries as well. We're not trying to compare. We're just saying that everybody's had their own trauma. So why can't we just all get on with it without continuing with the traumas? And I'm not talking about people forgetting shit. I'm talking about people respecting the fact of what people are going through and trying to find a solution to it and move forward in some kind of unison type of way. Because like I said, when you bear it down, we all want the same things in life. It's just there are groups of people who don't want you to have it. They just want to have it. I want to have a good paying job. I want to have a nice family, two houses, a house rather, and 2 cars, and the picket fence. We grew up, if you're my age, around that area, the picket fence, the dog, the cat, whatever. You want that shit for you, but you don't want it for nobody else. And these groups of people, I just want it for me and these other white people. We don't want it for nobody else. And it's like, why can't you just get your little pie in the sky and hope for other people to get it too? They don't take yours away just because they got one. So you can see how demonic it is that people don't care about anybody else getting ahead. They just care about themselves. And that's supposed to be the American way. It never said me the people. This shit started out as we the people. As in, like, we are a unified group. It didn't say we white people are but even though that's the way they treated it, it didn't say we the white people. It don't say we the black people. It don't say we the Latin people. It says we the people, meaning we is all of us in this bitch. And we keep separating each other based off of status, based off of race, based off of sex, based off of whatever. And it's like, why can't you just be good people? Just leave it at that. And I trip off the fact that people care about who sleeps with. I'm like, why do you care? If this person, gay, bisexual, trans, why do you care? It's not your life. You don't care about your neighbor who's straight next door, who's in his bed and what they're doing. Him and his wife could be the freakiest things on this planet. You don't care. But as soon as you see somebody that's the same or with a trans person, all of a sudden you care about what they do. It's like, get the fuck out of people's business. Mind your own. It ain't your life. Everybody gets a choice to have their life the way they're going to be it. And I ain't saying that, being, gay, bi, straight, trans, black, white, Latin, it ain't a choice. You born this way. There ain't no choices to it. I remember somebody said it to me, and that's years and years ago. And it just clicked. Not that I was against something. It just clicked with me how to say it better. The person said, I think I've said it here live, at least I said it on other platforms. I was asked a question, said, Drew, when did you choose to be straight? I said, I didn't choose. So why do you think they chose? Because I would have to be a pompous shit to think that they chose. Because if they told me they didn't, I didn't wake up and choose straight. I didn't. So you think somebody woke up and chose gay? That cleared it up for me. Who would choose to be something where everybody wants to beat your ass? You'd rather hide, right? You wouldn't want, I ain't get my ass beat just because of the way I love. So they didn't choose it. So anybody out there who got this mentality that, oh, they choose to be this way. If they chose it, then you chose to be straight. That would mean that you think that there's a choice between, I'm going to be straight today, and I'll be gay tomorrow. I'm going to be bi the next day, be trans the next day. No, you didn't choose that. So that's where I started to learn more in-depth things about how life is as opposed to thinking of things on the surface. I never chose the day when I woke up one day in my life that I was attracted to women. I never chose it. It chose me. All right. The thing that got me when we talk about, we go back to the Gestapo out here and how, I don't know if you guys have seen it. What was the name of it? Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan. It's weird. Joe Rogan is weird to me. It's an anomaly to me, dude. It's like this dude. When I think of Joe Rogan, and this happens like with Bill Maher too. It's like they're on this like they jump every once in a while. It's like their train gets off the tracks, and then off the tracks, I mean, it goes to like Normalville. It's normally on batshit crazy. But every once in a while, it's like he gets a thought that jumps off the track and he starts to make sense. I mean, like a lot of sense. Then he goes back to batshit crazyville, you know, like taking horse medicine to cure COVID. I mean, just crazy. Then it jumps off the tracks and gets normal for a few seconds, then hops back on the bullshit train. It's like, how do you jump off these two tracks? It just doesn't make any sense to me. But that's how it seems like their brain works. Bill Maher the same. He jumps off on a track of batshit crazy. You'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about now? I don't get it. And you know, and what I believe it is, I don't know. Maybe y'all can help me. What I believe it is that every once in a while, they jump onto their natural like belief that somehow their whiteness means something other than them just being white. Just less melanin. They believe it means something other than that. And so they get on this train, and then every once in a while they hop off of it and get back to Normalville. You're like, okay, this is how they, and they'll be on it depending on the topic or the key word. It's like they're hypnotized. Once you say something about, you know, something being racist, they go back onto why y'all talking about racism. Let me protect whiteness with stupid shit and stupid ideas and stupid way of voting. And then when they see crazy shit happening, what are they doing? They're out there just attacking regular people instead of getting criminals. It's just not right. You'd be like, but you voted for this dipshit, and Kamala Harris told you it was going to happen. 92% of black people told you it's going to happen. 78 to 80 something like that percent of black people told you it's going to happen. 60 or whatever white women told you it's going to happen. 58 or whatever hell it was number. I'm like, where the fuck were you when Donald Trump was speaking? When Project 2025 was out there for you to read? Where the fuck were you? How you jumping in on this train of like common fucking sense for just a few minutes and then getting back over to batshit crazy? Who splits their brain like this? This fool was out here on his page, on his Joe Rogan show, making a lot of fucking sense. But my question to you, Joe Rogan, is, are you going to like tell everybody you fucked up and voted for a guy that's fucking up the country? Or are you just going to speak on this one topic and get on the train for a hot second, and then tomorrow you're going to be back on the batshit train to Nowhereville? I mean, please stay on the same train. This idiotic shit you've been doing has been crazy. And it's coming from a guy that before you went batshit crazy, you used to make a lot of sense. Till you started going toward the Republican COVID shit. COVID, I gotta take a vaccine. And you know what so trips me out is they were tripping out about getting a vaccine shot, but had no problem taking random ass pills that Donald Trump was telling them to take. Them shits was killing people, and they was out there taking it. I ain't taking no vaccine, but I'll take it. Pop that pill in. Feel kind of dizzy. Wake up. Didn't work. I'm still feeling sick. This fool told you to take poison, it was okay. And they told you to take a vaccine, y'all went batshit crazy. Go take this horse medicine. Say what? Okay. But you had a problem with real scientists telling you to take the COVID vaccine. Dipshit world. They took real poison. over the vaccine. This is crazy.
But you don't want militarized people in the streets just roaming around, snatching people up, many of which turn out to actually be U.S. citizens that just don't have their papers on them. Are we really going to be the Gestapo? Where's your papers? Is that what we've come to?
Yeah. Joe Rogan. That's what you voted for, bro. Shocker, huh? Now, here's my question. What you going to do about it? Are you going to tell your followers, yo, we got to ixnay on this bullshit? Or are you just going to mention that, get a few ratings, get a few people saying they want to unalive you because of the fact that you went against Trump for a hot second, take your money and then run, and then tomorrow you're going to be back on the bullshit train? This is what kills me about these people. Is money that fucking important? Joe Rogan, you got a shit ton of money, bro. You don't have to do this shit no more. Just report on the facts, man. Just report on the facts. You got enough money that if you stop this Joe Rogan fucking train to nowhereville, you would still be rich as shit. It's just crazy. And the idea that they thought, even him voting, they thought that there were criminals in this country that they were afraid of. And here's the thing, it's the boogeyman, because there's nobody that they know of that they're afraid of. It is a boogeyman they made up. I was like, what Trinidad person have you seen in your life there, Joe Rogan? When did you see them? Where were they at? Did they scare you? Where were they at? So you're afraid of something that's not even fucking out there. If y'all did y'all research, y'all realize that gang ain't even in America like that. And you got to have numbers to really have power in America. Ain't like no Trinidad got 65 Trinidad out here and they running shit. That ain't the thing. They need thousands, and that's not in America. Most of them are running away from the gang. They're not in it. So America doesn't have Trinidad in this country. They don't have tattoos, yet you're afraid of something that's not out there because a white guy told you that. It's crazy how you have all the money, all the resources, where you can't hire somebody to give you facts. You can't actually Google some shit yourself and run it down the line to find out if it's factual, which leads me to believe you don't have the capacity to find facts. It's just not up here. You just run with what you're told. It's crazy how you've been billed as a leader, Joe Rogan. These people follow you, and you have no way of deciphering fact from fiction. So why would people follow somebody that can't grasp reality himself? It's like you grasp it for a hot second, and then you let it go and go over to batshit conspiracy land. It really has to be crazy batshit for him to be like, oh, that don't make no sense. I mean, it has to get to Jewish space lasers for him to be like, come on now, ain't no damn thing. There's no Jewish space laser. But that horse medicine will work for I did it. It's crazy, yo. It's so crazy. But that's what he did. He came out, and I give him credit. He came out and he's telling the truth. But it's like, what do you do now? What I didn't watch his whole show. I didn't watch that entire segment, so I don't know what he did or didn't do. But I would hope that he's telling his people to check shit before they actually jump into it. Because this is not what you guys bought into, and therefore you should be speaking about it. And you got Donald Trump's ear, Joe Rogan. He used you to get your followers. And you're not raging against the machine. You're literally running with the machine. And every once in a while, when it hiccups, you spit out a fact and then get right back on this fucking treadmill of bullshit. So I don't know. I don't know exactly what they're gonna do, but they're not helping America. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. Donald Trump was out here talking more shit about Jerome Powell. Uh, Many people are standing up for Jerome Powell. Not enough, I would say, but many people are standing up for him. I just want people to understand the Fed, that is something that's more like an independent agency. Not more like, it is an independent agency. Whereas no agency should be fucking with them and telling them what and when to do it. It is people with brilliant minds. Donald Trump is not one of them. Donald Trump's mind is just like a gnat higher than a cow patty. And it might not, I may be giving it a little too much, but a gnat higher than a cow patty. That's about as much brain matter this fool has that can come up with a good thought. He fucks up everything. Donald Trump is that rich kid whose family was so rich, they just kept giving him money and he kept fucking it up. And they kept on telling him he was smart when he came out. Oh, you're smart. But I lost money. But you know, losing money is winning money sometimes. Like, really? They tell his wife, nah, I'm just telling him that shit to make him feel good. I ain't gonna have no dumbass kid running around. I gotta take him places. I gotta make him feel like he's smart. While everybody else see him eating boogers and glue. Donald Trump ate boogers and glue. Trust and believe. You know that for damn sure. You know that. Donald Trump right now probably got ketchup, boogers, and mustard right now. I'm just saying. You see how he speaks. You know he had possibly a corrective helmet as a child, chin strap, some knee pads. You know he did. And that was just to go to the restroom. You know he did. But it is what it is. But he was out there talking about Jerome Powell. When you think about the Fed, you may not have money in stock. Okay, I get you. But do you have a house? Do you have a mortgage? Do you have a car loan? Have you taken out a business loan? Do you have credit cards? All of these things that keep people afloat, because most people don't deal in cash as much as they used to. All those things are affected by what Jerome Powell does. So your stock market, you may not have it, but you got a credit card, you got a loan somewhere, whether it be for a house, for a car, for an RV, for something. If things go awry, all of them shits go up. You may have thought, oh, I got a great interest rate on my house, 30 years and blah, blah, blah. They renegotiating that shit. Everything. If you got a fixed rate, not a fixed rate, but adjustable rate, your shit's about to fly like an eagle. If he keeps fucking with Jerome Powell and the feds. He literally said something today, that jerk will be gone soon. You don't want somebody in that office being a Fed, and he could become a chairman in for, I think it's like 2 more years after that, so he still can stay in. I would hope he'd do it just to fuck with Trump, because he doesn't have to leave after his position that he's in now. He can go into an upper position, which they all go into if they want to after they serve their time as the Fed. I think the Fed chair, he moves up. I forgot the other position. But anyway, if Donald Trump and his minions come in and start fucking with the economy, we will pay for it. And let me give you an understanding of what I mean by if he fucks with the economy. If he comes in and lowers, like I say, interest rates just so that people feel good and people start to keep some of their money, they can get loans and things of that nature. But our economy really isn't ready for that. It can cause a recession. It can fuck everything up for us. It may not fuck you up for the first 3-4 years. Donald Trump be either dead or out of office or trying to cling on to it, whatever the hell he's doing. That 4th or 5th year when it hits, your life is going to be a living hell for 20 years after. This man can give you a good high for a good 1 to 3 years by fucking with the Fed. But to regulate something like that, you understand something. Other countries are going to pull their money out of this country. Why would they keep their money here? Their money are mostly like Japan and China are in our bonds. China's the biggest bond holder. It used to be 1.1 trillion. I don't know how much we're paying off, but and then Japan used to be in the trillions, a trillion something plus years back. I want to say probably around 2019. So we're down to like at least like 800 billion now. But when Trump brought the tariffs up last time, the first time rather, in April, when he first halted it for like 60 days, what it was, that's because we thought it was China, but it was Japan who started selling off their bonds. So the bonds shifted. Donald Trump had to stop the tariffs. He had to put a pause on it. So this entire time, Japan and China and others know what they could do to Trump to stop him from doing the tariffs. But here's the thing what people don't understand. Donald Trump thought that giving these tariffs was going to fuck with the other countries. Do you understand that China is richer now because of it? Other countries came to China that left us and came to China. And China bought their stuff from other countries. Now, what does that say to America? Why the fuck do we need to come back? Why do we need to come back? Donald Trump's talking about putting $100 billion in Venezuelan oil. They don't want it. It's a bad idea, business-wise. And the only way they'll get into that business is if Americans, our tax dollars, pays for everything, and then they just throw in some of their money, throw in some of their labor force, get some protection from the government, and use it for something else. And therefore, they can go over there and do it. But here's the thing that people don't understand. It's going on in Venezuela. It has been going on in Venezuela. Exxon even told them. They've had their people kicked out of it and taken over twice. Never mind the fact that some of their people died because they had a I don't know, I would say hit, but they had a policy that they could take these American people that was out there fucking with their oil. Some of them got kidnapped and murdered and shit back in the day. And even today, it's like they don't want them coming in there. So when America's talking about being there as a might, we're gonna have to put boots on the ground so that these people who are going to work at this not ExxonMobil, but these oil places, refineries and shit, that they won't get sniped or killed. So our kids are going to be out there. Some they're going to try and get them out there to work. Some, as far as being in the military. And the people in that country want them unalive. They got to go to work with threat of being murdered. Who wants that shit? When you can just mine your own oil. Every country has enough oil for their own country just about. Except for like, I think Colombia, Cuba, and all these other places. Russia getting some from other places. But the only reason they only, it's because of OPEC. OPEC is kind of regulation for oil, which means you say, just like with diamonds, you say I'm going to produce only so much oil, which makes it more expensive or cheap or whatever. Depends on how much you introduce. If you make enough and they say, okay, the whole world uses 200 billion barrels, let's say. I'm just making up a number. 200 billion barrels. Then whatever your percentage of your population, whatever you need, blah, 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 it may have an additional 100 billion or 1 billion. Then you all got to somehow figure out to split that up by percentage wise. And that's all the oil you can put out. So therefore, all the rest of it is $50, $60 a barrel. But if everybody starts producing at any kind of fucking level, it's a wrap. Oil will be $10 a gallon. People be losing fucking money. It just can't happen. That's why they constrict it for everybody to be able to produce only so much so that they can keep the prices at a certain amount. Now, see, that's what Joe Biden decided. He was going to go up against that because he said, "Fuck that! You guys are charging too much. You're gouging Americans and so forth. We'll just produce our own, start selling to other people." Then they're like, "Oh, fuck, we can't do that." So then he made the other countries lower their price per barrel, which means our gas went down a little bit while he was in. That was his strategy. But none of these strategies seem to last for decades upon decades. It's like one president comes in, has his own idea, fucks up the country. Another president comes in, has his own idea, fixes it. The next one that comes in, fucks it up. Next one comes in, fixes it. It's like, I'm surprised we got anywhere except for square one, because we get one that takes us to square five, and then we get a dumbass Republican coming and takes us back to square zero. You're like, how the fuck every year we probably be just way above and beyond. That's why China and all these other countries are passing us in so many different ways, because they're working to make their country better. They got more pride in their country than we do, and therefore their country's going like this, skyrocketing. Ours is tilted and is just going sideways, divided. And you're wondering, why is our country not the most thriving, the most united, the smartest? We've had the resources, we've had the money, we've had the education, we had the money to be able to get the best teachers to come to our country to teach our people to excel beyond what we're doing, and instead we've been dumbing them down, not paying for the schools, the educational books, fixing them so that the kids don't know nothing what other countries know about us. Our kids don't know. You know how sad it is that you can go to Japan, Africa, Europe, and these people know American history, and then you go to America, people who live there their entire life don't. Do you understand how stupid America looks that most Americans don't know the history of the country in which they reside, and other countries do? And then we want to say that we're smart. It's like, how can you be smart when you don't know the basics of your own fucking country? The opportunities that it provides, you don't know. You ever wonder why a person comes from out of country and excels faster than an American? And you'd be like, how? I've been here my whole life. How did they excel? Because they know the country in which you live in. You don't. A foreign person will come to this country and know almost everything that benefits them. They'll know, oh, well, this particular bank gives loans to people who come from Africa. This, and they say Africa, if you're from Spain or any other place, Europe, oh, this particular place does this. Oh, this government agency does that. Or this agency is giving so much money to immigrants to start a business. They know they know everything about our system. And we'll live here our entire life and have no fucking clue. Because this country does not prepare you. You ever wonder why when you graduate, I went to college. Many people did. Many people didn't as well. But what I want to say about what college is, the thing that trips you out that you should ask yourself about, and maybe it's different for your kids and grandkids, but when I went to college to have a better life and all that, college didn't teach me how to survive. It taught me how to regurgitate shit that I was taught. It didn't teach me how to balance anything. It didn't teach me how to run a business. It didn't teach me none. Even if you go to business school, it still only taught you the basics, like what's a spreadsheet, how's accounting. You can do bookmarking or bookwork and stuff like that. All these different things. But it didn't teach you early, just regular. Now, if you went to just business schools, it's a different thing. But if you just went to classes in business and stuff, you didn't know how to even start a business, like what you need to do to start your business. But you could know accounting. You could know the math part about it. You could know the marketing part about it. But when it got down to the point of, what do you do with debt? Do you buy debt? All these, none of this shit that's detailed in a regular college. I can't say was an Ivy League. You weren't taught to survive outside of a school system. That's why when people graduated with a degree, mostly in this country, you can ask people, what'd you graduate in? Oh, I was in this and that. They don't do nothing in their field because they were never taught how to survive in that field. They were taught that field makes a lot of money. They were taught that field does this, that, and the third, but they were never taught how to get a job or have a resume or have or whatever it is to get that job. Not unless you were in the higher end schools. Whereas Steven Spielberg or Alan Greenspan were coming to your college and telling you what it's like to be an expert or pro in this and that, and having that connection to call him or have his card to say, I want to do an intern at your place. And those people went straight to getting $60,000 a year out of college, $100,000 a year. Everybody else was with a good degree and no opportunities. Why is that shit? Because this country did not prepare its people for what this country has to offer. It prepared its people to be worker bees, broke, and some of us to actually get through just a few job opportunities, meaning you got to be an actor, you got to be a writer, director, musician, an athlete, no, just a few things. Banker. You had no other given choices. So much so most people, I'm going to read some people right now, not maybe in this room. Most people had no idea what they were doing. They just wanted to go to college because they knew it was going to give them opportunities. But once they got there, they had no idea what the opportunities were supposed to be. So they were searching around, what can I be? I could be this, I could be that. And they were taking a minor in almost everything in the school that interested them. A minor in photography, a minor in education, a minor in health and all this shit, health and administration, a minor in entertainment, a minor in architecture, having no idea where the fuck they wanted to go. Then finally they figured out probably the second year in college, you got 2 more years to get good or great at whatever the fuck you chose. They built us to have mediocre lives and miracles to get higher than that. And people coming from other countries, they know our country. They're smarter. And it's not like a mark against Americans. It's a mark against how our leaders put us in positions to fail. Our schools didn't prepare us to be successful human beings. They prepared us to take tests and find our own clique and hopefully be social to be able to get a job and not look like the weirdo. Until this generation of around with my kids, the generation changed. And they changed, I'm sure, many times. I've changed from my mom's generation. But it changed to the point where many of them are so not social. It's scary. They have relationships with their fucking Xbox reporter, handheld thing, whatever. They got more relationship with that than human beings. Take them outside, they don't know what to talk about. A lot of these kids are antisocial. And not unless they technology like gurus, they're going to have a rough life. That type of character prepares you to work at Coffee Bean, not in a corporate office and having 2 homes, whatever car your dreams. It doesn't prepare you for that shit. We have been dumbing Americans down, and it's time we start lifting each other up. People are scared of being awake. You need to be woke in order to excel in this country. There's a shift coming. Nobody really likes it. People are getting hurt by it. But whether we like it or not, people are putting $1 gazillion in AI. And nobody's stopping it. So we got to figure something out. Because if we don't, our kids are going to be, not unless we're rich, our kids are going to be broke and not have a dime to their name. Our grandkids are going to be even worse because billionaires aren't looking out for us. Quite the contrary. They're trying to harm us. I didn't hear not one billionaire yet. I haven't heard from one of them. Even Mark Cuban, I haven't heard from him talking about how they're treating these people in the street. How Donald Trump is treating these people, I haven't heard from one billionaire that's against it. Even Democrats, billionaires, I haven't heard them. There's not even a peep. The one that they always trying to demonize on a Democrat side, I haven't heard him say nothing. I haven't heard him invest money into any particular group. And you know what's even more scary? Where is that No Kings rally at? Where they at? They're not even in the news no more. You don't know where there's another protest going on. We should be protesting like crazy right now. Poof. Where they at? We had a successful run. 8 million or some craziness. They should be having one every few weeks, at least once a month. Steady drumbeat. Scary. Scary. People, who said that? Peer-to-peer therapy. I went woke January 6th. I was like, and that's the thing about it is, to be woke is just being aware of what are your surroundings. And keeping those around you just as safe as you want to be. And I'm glad you did it January 6th. But that's what it is. And what people have turned it into, they've made it so people are afraid of being awake. Being woke to them is some weird term other than protecting yourself and those around you. And think about a party that would literally come together just to tell you, don't protect your family and friends and loved ones. Let us destroy shit. That woke stuff, knowing what's going on, don't want that. We got to demonize it. Woke people want us to know critical thinking. Say what? I don't want that critical thinking stuff. I'm like, really? CRT, critical race theory, DEI, that's woke. They're telling you everything that has helped mostly white women is a problem. Because it was devised for black people, because we're the ones who died for them, bled for them. It's crazy when you start to look at history and you start talking to people and they're telling you about what they're doing, what they're not doing, blah, blah, blah. And you sit there and you think about it. I say, everybody in this country, if you really just took a forensic look at it, just from a bird's eye view, and I've looked at this many a times, and I don't know what to think of it, but it is what it is. The only culture in its fight to exist and be treated fairly that has died for all people in America are black people. Everybody else who fights just fights for their own. Nobody benefits but their own. When they had the Asian hate thing, it was just for Asian people. When they had things that were going on for Latin people, it was just for Latin people. Latin farmers, Latin this. There has never been anybody else in this country, any other culture, that has fought and died for everybody's rights in the midst of their own. When black people fought, everybody was included. When Asian people fought, just fought for themselves. It's crazy how we fought and died. And everybody's benefited. And they still hate on the people who fought and died. That the people that we helped won't stand up and fight for us. Their fight doesn't include us. It just includes them. Just want you to think about that. It's crazy, right? Have a good night, Woke Mike. It's just crazy. And I'm not saying what's wrong or right. I'm just saying these are the things if you pay attention to it. And I'm not saying anybody's evil for not doing it. I mean, fight for your rights. I get it. But when you really look at it, we're the only culture that has fought and everybody benefited. Civil rights help women, help poor people of all races, colors, and creeds. How can a group that has died for all people be the people that you're afraid of the most? It's weird. All right. I'm about to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. You know how you can support the show. That's pretty much what we have to share today. Leave you thinking about that, pondering on what I just said. But we're going to keep fighting for each other. I noticed something today. I was watching this promo from, it kept playing over and over again. I see this commercial for MS Now. And on their promo now, it says, we the people, we the people. And I was like, man, that's crazy. Because I always say we the people. Been saying it forever. But they got a promo now. And it's not like I made it up. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that energy is what's out there. And that's a good thing. That people are starting to feel like we need to be focused on we. We the people. It's not me the people. We the people. We need to unite around the things that we like. You don't have to like me. I don't have to like you. But we got to like the fact that we're trying to help each other out. And if you hate just because somebody's a different race or trans or gay, I mean, push that shit aside. Do you or do you not want living wage jobs? Do you or do you not want your kids to be safe in these streets? Do you or do you not want health care? Do you or do you not want your family to have opportunities that are going to push them forward and not backwards? Do you or do you not want your kids to be not going, well, not rather, we don't want our kids going to war for no fucking reason. For oil? Come on. If we can't unite around these things, then what are we doing this thing for? What is this experiment for? This experiment called America. We got people who are hateful, like Stephen Miller and these MAGA nut jobs, who are trying to destroy this country by saying they love it. They don't love it. Because if you love it, you want to mend her. You don't want to blow her up. And they're trying to blow America up. And she's already wounded. We need to save her. And that's what we need to work on. We the people, not me the people. And outside of anything else, we're all the same. We got different colors of skin. We come from different parts of the planet. But no matter what, we're here to try to make this thing better. Wherever you live, I'm pretty sure you love where you're at. You probably love your community, or you got a community that you want to move to or whatever. The reason why you do that is because you love this country. No matter how much it may make you mad sometimes, you got a relationship with where you live and probably nowhere else. And so you want to make it work. And the way you do it is you work together. I'll be doing the Avid Solution, still working on it. I'll let you know. Thank you again for the donations, everybody. I appreciate you for giving the donations. We're still working on a security system for all of us so that we can protect ourselves and not get unalived like so many people, including the latest, Renee Nicole. Well, I keep on mixing her name. I'm all fucking like dyslexic with this shit. Renee Nicole. There you go. She's the latest, but before that, George Floyd and many, many others. If we're not working together, we're working against each other. And I'm ready to work together. So I'll see you guys tomorrow around the same time. These ads popping up. Sorry about that. But I'll see you guys tomorrow around the same time. Much love to y'all. We'll keep going, keep fighting. I'm never giving up on fighting, but we got to start doing the solution stuff, and I'm working hard on that. So I got to get to work on that like right now. And I'll see you tomorrow. You guys take it easy. Much love to you. I'll see you when I see you.